my name is Nuri Al-Kawan.
And I'm Yael Cohen.
We are the founders of Global Kindness. Basically 10 years ago, I lost my business with my wife. We were in the beauty supply industry, and thank God the business was very, very successful and very prosperous. Unfortunately, overnight we lost the business and we weren't able to pay the bills. We were in a situation where we had to downsize the standard of our living, and it was very, very difficult because we were at the point that we couldn't pay for our bills, we couldn't eat, we couldn't send our children to school. And that's when we found out that how hard it is, the pain of the families who are going through. They lost their businesses, or they come from families who they never had anything to eat or to receive. Therefore, Global Kindness started.
We do this organization on a daily basis. Every single day we have people that come, drop merchandise in our house. What we have to do is we separate all the clothing, different sizes, if it's shirts, pants, whatever they give us, we separate it. We know exactly what the families need. We call the people to come, and they come and pick up. This is the same thing for the food. My husband or I will go to an event, after a wedding example, we'll go pick up all the leftovers from the food, bring it over to our house, and what we do is we put it in, separate it in bags or in containers, and give it to families for a meal for a couple of days or 2 days.
Take stuff slowly, slowly. Don't break it. We're taking these foods that came in from a different organization, and we're distributing it to the families who are in need. And we're all hands-on doing this on a volunteer basis. We have little volunteers who are working and going around and putting the food next to the door. And later on, we're going to separate all the food, and we're putting it on the floor and making it for each family. And this is the procedure that we're doing every week, and on Thursday night for Shabbat. Sometimes we get a lot of food and sometimes we don't, depending on the amount of food that is left over. So these food right now, plus some other foods that we have at home, we're going to organize it and separate it depending on the size of the family. And we're going to be giving it away to the families. And we're going to be calling them and letting them know that the food is here. The food, clothing and furniture, we also help families with rent, telephone bills, gas bills. There was a situation where a lady and the family were being evicted from their home. We took their bill and we asked who the landlord is. We asked the landlord if this was a true situation. Unfortunately, the story was true, and we went ahead and we paid this bill for about 2 months so that they could afloat themselves and be able to get a job within the 2 months. Not only we paid the bills, we also were instrumental to find the husband a job for that period of time. And Baruch Hashem, they were able to be on their feet, at least to pay the bills. And we continued supporting them until it came to a situation where his job became very, very successful, and they turned around and actually helping our organization.
As a neighbor of the Cohens, all I can say is when I'm walking down the street, I see a lot of activity at their home. They're having people dropping off different kind of products, whether it's clothing, computers, couches. And what are they doing with these items that people are discarding? They're giving them to people that have a need for them. They're taking something that somebody else has that they don't need, and they're setting it up with people that need the items. And what are they doing? It's done purely for the sake of Hesed. That's who the Cohens are.
There's lots of people out there who need a lot of help, and if Global Kindness isn't here, then I don't know what those people would just do.
This is a hands-on organization. My husband and I do all the paperwork. My husband and I are the one who pick up merchandise. My children have a job every Thursday night when we do get the food from organizations that donate to us. It could be chicken, it could be salads and drinks and bread and whatever families need. My children are the one who are putting all this together.
Just as we had many successful stories regarding families who didn't have and were able to stand on both of their feet, we have many families who are still in need and are struggling to pay their bills and food, clothing and furniture. That's one of the reasons why we need your support. We need funding for this organization. We need clothing, we need furniture, and anything else that you think would help our organization would be tremendously appreciated. Please, if you have any chance to help our organization with food, clothing and furniture, or funding for families who need to pay for their schools, rent, telephone bills and electrical bills, we would really appreciate it. It would be a great help for our organization to be able to help other families.